Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'll be explaining you about continuity equation in three dimensions. In my last video I've explained about how to derive continuity equation in one dimension, and this video will be regarding derivation of continuity equation in two dimension as well as in three dimensions. So first what we do is we derive the equation in three dimensions, then you can cut down to two dimensions. Okay, so for this what I'm doing is I'm taking a fluid element which is in the form of a cube. So I'll try take the fluid element. Why? Because I'm doing in three dimensions, so I take the three mutually perpendicular axes into consideration, and I'm taking the cubical fluid element here. Okay, so the dimensions of the cubical fluid element are dx, dy and dz. Okay, I'm taking x in this direction, y here and z here. So the length is dx and the other dimension is dy and the other dimension is dz, right? So now the velocities in x, y and z directions are u, v and w respectively. U is the velocity of the fluid element in x direction, v is the velocity of the fluid element in the y direction, and w is the velocity of the fluid element in the z direction. Okay, so now our direction of flow is from left to right, means the water is flowing like this. The fluid is moving from left to right. It is entering through the face A, B, C, D, and it is leaving through the face E, F, G, H. Okay, I'm repeating, the fluid element is entering through the face A, B, C, D, and it is leaving through the face E, F, G, H. Okay, so now let's write what is you remember continuity equation is based on law of conservation of mass, where which states that the mass inflow is equal to the mass outflow per second. Okay, so the mass of the fluid entering the phase ABCD per second will be equal to, if you remember in the last video I've given you a formula for calculation of mass of the fluid per second, which is rho into A into V. That came from the formula density is equal to mass by volume. So from there mass is equal to density into volume, divide on both sides with second, so mass per second will be equal to density into volume by second, and on the right hand side volume can be written as area into one of the dimension. So mass per second will be equal to rho into area into length with respect to second is called as velocity. So that's how you get rho AV, correct? So same way I'm writing mass of the fluid entering the phase ABCD per second equal to rho into area into velocity in x direction. Why? Because this is x direction I'm considering in the of the fluid element. Okay, so that's equal to rho into area is area of the face ABCD. Okay, why? Because it's entering through ABCD, so area of the face ABCD, it's a rectangle, so the area of the rectangle will be product of two dimensions, so it is you have dy into dz. Why? Because the height is dz and this length is dy, so its area is dy into dz into velocity. What is the velocity in x direction denoted by u? So it's rho into u into dy into dz. This is the mass of the fluid element entering the phase ABCD. The formula is rho AV, rho into area into velocity in that direction. So rho into A is dy into dz into velocity in that direction, which is x direction is u. Similarly, now the fluid element has entered through the phase ABCD. It has traveled all along the cubical element and it came out. So it is leaving through the phase EFGH. So let's see what is the mass of the fluid leaving the phase EFGH. So mass of the fluid leaving the phase EFGH is equal to, we assume that there is a small gain in the mass. Why? Because due to the fluid element has entered through ABCD, due to the presence of any particulate matter or due to the presence of any dissolved air inside, whatever might be the reason, we assume that when it is leaving through the phase ABC there is a small gain in the mass. Okay, and this gain in the mass of the fluid element is in x direction, so we assume there is a small increase in the mass in x direction. Already what is the mass which has entered inside? Rho u dy dz, that is this value, plus a small gain. That small gain is given by dou by dou x of the same mass which has already entered into dx. Okay, I'm repeating, we assume when the mass of the fluid is leaving the phase EFGH, there is a small gain in the mass, and this gain in the mass could be due to dissolved air or the presence of any particulate matter, or again from beyond there is another liquid. The flow is continuous, right? So again liquid is coming, so hence there could be a gain of mass. So that gain of mass we assume to be very little, which is increasing in that particular direction only, hence dou by dou x of the given mass into dx. So finally, let's see what is the net gain of mass in x direction. Therefore net gain of mass in x direction will be mass of the fluid entering ABCD minus mass of the fluid leaving EFGH. Why I am doing ABCD minus EFGH is my direction of flow is from left to right. Okay, so since it's from left to right, this mass minus this mass you have to do. So it is mass through ABCD minus mass through EFGH per second. So mass through ABCD is this formula minus of this complete value. So this rho u dy dz, rho u dy dz will get cancelled. You are left with minus dou by dou x of rho u dy dz dx. So finally it becomes minus dou by dou x of rho u into dx dy dz. This is the net gain of mass of the fluid in x direction only. So based on this, now let's try to write what is the net gain of mass in y direction. So in y direction, what it will be? Minus of dou by dou y into rho, velocity in y direction will be v, into dx dy dz will be common. Similarly, net gain of mass in z direction will be minus dou by dou z of rho w. Why? Because velocity in z direction is w into dx dy dz. Okay, so these three are the individual gain of masses in x, y and z directions. So let's calculate what is the total gain of mass of the entire fluid element. You know gain of mass in x direction, you know gain of mass in y direction, you know gain of mass in z direction. Now let's see on a whole what is the total gain of mass. So just add all the three what we have got just now. So from this, what you can take out common, if you take out minus common, it will be all summation. Again from there you can take out rho, you can take out dx dy dz common. So minus rho into dx into dy into dz, if I take out common, I will be left inside with dou u by dou x plus dou v by dou y plus dou w by dou z. Take it as equation number 1. So what is our equation number 1 giving us? It is the total gain of mass of the entire fluid element in all directions. Okay, so we were talking that our continuity equation is based on law of conservation of mass. So inflow is equal to outflow. Similarly, mass can neither be created nor destroyed. So what is the actual meaning is, you are telling there is a complete gain of mass. Our equation 1 is telling this is a complete gain of mass in all the three directions. When you are saying that there is a mass gain in all directions, or in x direction or y direction or z direction, means what? Individually the fluid element is gaining mass, then only it can attribute to total contribution. So this complete value will be equal to increase in mass, that is also with respect to time. As the fluid is flowing from one phase to the other phase with the increase in time with respect to time, then only it is able to gain the mass from the other fluid elements or whatever it may be. Okay, so this complete equation number 1 will be equal to increase in mass, individual increase in mass with respect to time. So what is mass of the fluid plus per second given? It is rho into what is mass of the fluid element given in general? We know that density is equal to mass by volume. So from there, mass equal to density into volume. Density into what is volume of the fluid element? Dx into dy into dz. So it is a mass, and we are telling it is increasing with respect to time. So just do it dou by dou t of this value. Okay, so this can be written as dou rho by dou t into dx dy dz. Now equating both the equations for equilibrium. So equate equation 1 and 2. So equation 1 was this, minus rho into dx dy dz into dou u by dou x plus dou v by dou y plus dou w by dou z equal to dou by dou t of rho into dx into dy into dz. Net gain of masses, which is equal to gain of mass with respect to time. So from here, just get all the terms on one side and put equal to 0. So this is the only negative, so it comes this side, means totally it is summation plus equal to 0. From this term and from this term, dx dy dz are common. Take out dx dy dz common and send that side, it will become 0. You are left with dou rho by dou t plus dou by dou x of rho u plus dou by dou of rho v plus dou by dou w of, this is dou by dou z of rho w equal to 0. Correct? This is called as continuity equation in Cartesian coordinates. Remember, I have given 1a, it's very important equation. dou rho by dou t plus dou by dou x of rho u plus dou by dou of rho v plus dou by dou z of rho w is called as continuity equation in 3 dimension, and this equation is applicable for steady and unsteady flow, uniform and non-uniform flow, as well as compressible and incompressible flows or incompressible fluids. Compressible flow or compressible fluid means whose density is varying, whereas whose density is constant, then it is called as incompressible fluid. So if I assume the flow to be steady, then you already know what is steady flow. You can do check out my earlier videos where I've discussed about the definitions of flows. Steady flow means it's a flow where all the fluid parameters will remain constant with respect to time. So density is also a fluid parameter, so dou rho by dou t will be equal to 0. So from this equation 1a, if I'm trying to customize this equation, if I assume this flow to be a steady flow, then obviously this term will become 0. So what I'll be left with, dou by dou x of rho u plus dou by dou of rho v plus dou by dou z of rho w equal to 0. That's equation number 1b. And again, if I assume the fluid to be incompressible, means in the entire flow, if I assume the density to be constant, then obviously this rho will be taken out and sent that side, it will become 0. So finally our equation will break down to dou u by dou x plus dou v by dou y plus dou w by dou z equal to 0. This is equation number 2, and this is what is our derivation about. This is the continuity equation in 3 dimensions. And if you want to write this equation in 2 dimensions, just put one of the axis to be 0, means since the direction is only in 2 dimension, obviously one of the coordinates will be missing. So just remove z axis, then it will become dou u by dou x plus dou v by dou y equal to 0. This equation number 3 is the continuity equation in 2 dimension. This is the continuity equation in 3 dimension. So this is how we need to derive for continuity equation. Okay, so for this notes, please click on the description. You'll get a link, download and get the notes and study. Okay, hope you understood this video. Thank you.